Well, let's get straight into it. We have 3 trades which have been open this week. Firstly, hype, which Ahmed was just talking about. I drew this actually the other day. Seems like this scenario has started to play out. We bounced straight off the 0.382 before rejecting lower. Now, at the moment, it is in an interesting place. I need to stop saying interesting. I noted Omar pointed it out, but this is in a very interesting place right now because we are at this low down here plus golden pocket plus weekly S2. So in theory, we could see a reaction here. Let's say a 1 hour bullish divergence, which, well, I mean, we are seeing, and then head back up, retest the channel before heading lower. And we can predict where this would likely be by drawing our fibs, predicting it. So let's say we bottom around, bottom of golden pocket. We could see a move down. I'll draw it to make it even clearer. Have this little high here, reject off this channel midline, head lower, and then work our way up here for heading even lower into our support zone down here. That's the main scenario I'm looking at. At the same time, we could very much just accept below golden pocket and head even lower into our zone, which of course for us is perfect because, we're not short at the moment. We then had our ETH long from the channel bottom here. Now this trade we closed a bit above break even. It was about 13%, but if you entered lower, you probably would have got like 30% return. So yeah, it's one of those trades where you do the right thing, it accepts below the channel, you close it. We closed in profit, so I have no complaints at all. And then we went up back inside the channel, would have hit take profit 1 before then crashing down. So you see, with these trades, it is important to not feel FOMO or feel any emotion about what could have been. There was a clear logical reasoning to close the trade, closing below the channel, and we did the right thing. So I'm more than happy with that. And then we had our BNB long, which was a very strong setup. I did like the look of this trade a lot. And yet again, it's just one of those unfortunate ones where it just doesn't play out. We longed down here around weekly S1, 0.886, channel bottom. And then we were very close heading take profit 1. And then we had this massive red candle all the way down. Closed on the 4-hour close. And then we went even lower, which would have then hit our stop loss. So it's good we closed here. We managed our risk very well. And then of course we're now having this little bounce back up. Now we could go and retest this channel before heading lower. That is usually what you see on breakouts like this. And then when we head lower, I'll be watching this golden pocket, weekly S3, monthly S1. That zone looks very good for a potential reaction. It's like 597 to like 602, that zone. And then below that, we have this zone down here, which is also very good. 0.886, yearly, so S1. Yeah, yearly S1 and then monthly S2. So those were our trades for the week. And then we have quite a few tokens to go over today. There's a lot of, I don't want to say interesting, I need to think of a different word. There's a lot of potential trades coming up. Firstly, we have, of course, we need to go over Bitcoin. I noted out this zone, I think it was yesterday or the day before in the lounge. If you ever see us in the lounge, feel free to join. We go over a lot of useful things in there. I know Shem and Ahmed are usually in there as well. This zone here, which was channel midline 0.786, weekly S1. I was looking for a divergence into the zone. Didn't quite get that. I mean, you could consider this one long divergence. I don't like to, considering this was a divergence on its own, which played out. But regardless, we had a wick into the zone before heading higher. And now I'm watching for this golden pocket plus this channel top, maybe weekly pivot around here for a potential short. Follow this 1 hour channel down, at least for a short term play, probably not too long. And then target probably this zone down here. I mean, we need to see if we go this low, but this is a very good support zone. Of course, it looks very big. It'll be refined as we get closer to it, because things will become clearer with the new weekly pivots. But weekly S3, golden pocket, and then monthly pivot. This here, be a good zone. And also channel bottom, of course. So then continue the trend back up. And then probably see at least like 80, 81K. And then ideally like 83, 85K. And then we have Solana, where if you saw in chart analysis, and then also in the lounge yesterday, we were going over this zone here. Golden pocket, channel bottom. This, I mean, yeah, it is a good setup. And as you can see, we then reacted from the zone, and now in this little uptrend at the moment. I'd be watching for, because I know a few people are in this trade at the moment, I would be watching for probably take profit 1 around 84.5, and then take profit 2 like 86.5 or 86, yeah, like 86. And then above that you have, I mean, you could have 87, but it's very close to 86. But then, yeah, around here would be good as well, like 88. And then you could have an extreme target, of course. Like, you could even put it all the way up here, like 93. And that'd be very good risk to reward as well. And then we have ENA. Now, I know I don't talk about this token much, but it is a token I do like a lot. In fact, my biggest ever trade was last year in July on ENA, which was, yeah, I have to say, it was, I don't want to say life-changing, because I hate the idea of, people have one trade that changes their life forever, but it definitely did impact my life. It was a very good trade. This zone here, around monthly pivot, this golden pocket, I'd be watching for at least a 1 hour divergence into that zone. And then maybe, I'll probably target at least around weekly pivot. But yet again, we can predict where price will likely reject using golden pockets. So yeah, I mean, if we have take profit 1, 0.11, then above that have like 0.12, and then above that, if you want, and probably more extreme target, have 0.131 around here. Monthly R3, local top 0.886. And then we have Pengu. I've seen a lot of talk about Pengu. I've been watching it very closely. I did want to take a short around here, but to be honest, with tokens like this, which are very volatile, I prefer to have a very clear signal to short. As in, let's say, the type of high conviction thing I'd see on Bitcoin would be like my minimum for a Pengu short. It's like here I'd want to see a daily bearish divergence into this golden pocket, which is also weekly R3, which aligns with this top of this flat top channel. I think they're called, yeah, or flat bottom channel. This would be just been holding pretty well. But we have had this very impulsive move upwards, so of course it's always slightly riskier. But I think if it is going to top anywhere, it would be around here. And then we have TRX, which is of course a token I do like a lot. We've been respecting this midline perfectly. And I know there was some debate in the lounge yesterday about channel midlines, how they should respect. This is a prime example of what you'd want to see respecting an ascending midline on a channel. See how it follows a trend upwards. And then here's being respecting before breaking down out of it. And then from here, I'm looking for a respection. I don't think that's a word though. Like a closure above the midline before retesting it. Probably get on long here. Maybe be a 0.382 fib or something before heading higher, and then targeting at least these highs here. I do see us going quite a bit higher for TRX. Then ideally up until this zone here. This monthly R3, yearly R1 zone. And then we have ETH BTC, which broke down out of its channel. So from this, I'm expecting Bitcoin to outperform ETH for the foreseeable future. So maybe the next couple weeks or so, which would align with either ETH having a big crash down, maybe to the bottom of its channel or around here, because this here is a good zone as well. Golden pocket, then monthly pivot, whilst Bitcoin kind of slowly goes down, or you see Bitcoin break above or stay where it is, just kind of chop around, whilst ETH continues downwards. That's what I would be expecting. And then a couple of commodities I'm looking at. I'm looking at oil, where there's this zone here. Monthly R1, top of this channel, and then of course there's a local top here. I'll be watching for probably a rejection around here. Kind of what we saw with this move compared to this move. See a similar thing here before continuing down. But we could very much see down here, retest monthly pivot, weekly pivot before heading up here to have that rejection. Because we are weekly R3. So we may see this move down. And we're seeing this 4-hour bearish divergence. So down there. Silver is the last commodity I want to look at. We have been respecting this downward, this descending channel very well. And we're coming up to this support zone down here, weekly S3, golden pocket. I'll be watching for some type of reaction. And you see here how we are looking oversold on the 4-hour down here, having this move back up. Very easily have a 4-hour bullish divergence. So from here, if we see down, breakout, retest, we're heading higher. And of course, this would be a good zone here. But then of course we can predict where to target. So yeah, have your first take profit around here, second one around here, and then have one up here. And also for oil, if we do see us accept above this here, I am expecting us to go quite a bit higher. But of course we need to see what happens. And of course divergences, they give you the confirmation you need on whether we're likely to break above or likely to reject back down. Cool. Let me go over some questions. A lot of questions today. Let's see. Zinc, 50 milligrams 3 times daily. Yeah, actually, I do need to buy some more zinc. I ran out of mine like a couple of days ago, which I think is why I sound a bit sick at the moment. Ahmed, level 34. Congrats. Nice learn how to record. No. Yeah, I can't think of other words which mean interesting. I need to get some thesaurus or something. I was looking at this golden pocket. Let's have a look. It's on hype. Yeah, that's a golden pocket. I looked over. Yeah, this one down here, where we could see bullish divergence into here before heading up to retesting top of the channel before heading lower. Could be a good play. I'm personally probably not going to take it. I mean, we'll have to see. But I'm very happy in this short, and I'm not a fan of longing in a downtrend. Let's see. It is human after all. I am. When do y'all meet the lounge? I mean, a couple times a week usually, like three times a week or so. It's usually I see Ahmed or Shem in there, and then I join in. And then sometimes Nico joins in, sometimes Crypto Data joins in. It's good, there's lots to be learnt in there. Enter the long on Solana 82, says Ahmed. Let's have a look. 82. Yeah, it's a good level. Yeah, if you are in this, I'd be looking, of course, at 84.5, probably for a first take profit. Omar says, didn't know there was a so long call. There wasn't a long call, but we were going over it in the lounge. I didn't enter it as well, but I was marking out this zone, which I said would be good for a long if you got the right reaction. Which, in all fairness, I don't think we saw any divergence. I know we saw the 1 hour one, I guess, kind of divergence. Call it a 50% divergence. My TP1 is 85. Yeah, I mean, close to 84.5. Ed, I'm having disconnection problems. Please record this session, says Mohammed. I am, don't worry. I've been good at remembering to record these. I'm proud of myself for this one. What indicator do you have at the bottom? I presume you're talking about this one down here. This is one I made, actually. I took inspiration from one I used to use, and then I just made it better. It is order flow RSI. I can put a link to it, actually. But yeah, essentially what it is it's tracking, well, it is an RSI of open interest and of CVD. What that means is open interest is the amount of positions open, and then CVD is what direction the positions are. So if you see high open interest and then high CVD, that probably means you're going to have a long squeeze soon, so price head lower, and that's when you get these red signals here. And as you can see, very accurate here as well for heading lower. And then when you have high open interest and then low CVD, you're probably going to see a short squeeze, so us head higher, which is what happened. But I will quickly find the link to it and I'll put it in the chat. Yeah, I put it in the chat. Smoke cigs, it'll be fine. I don't approve of smoking. Those days are long behind me. they actually use order flow or any specific apps as bookmap, exocharts. I don't use order flow in the sense of, like how Vic uses it, as in with all them fancy charts. I just use it in terms of an RSI. I mean, it makes it simpler. You get essentially all the information you need. The only thing you don't get from here is showing you like if it's more spot buying or futures buying. But I mean, regardless, if it works, it works. And as you can see, it does work very well. I am a big fan of this indicator. It's called order flow RSI. Oh, what's above the order flow RSI? This is just RSI, like normal RSI. And of course, how I use RSI is to see divergences. It's like bullish or bearish divergences. You know, I'll try and find an example for those who don't already know. I mean, let's say here, this is a good example of a bearish divergence on the 4 hour. People have different ways of using it. And me personally, I like to see in the overbought or oversold territory, the RSI. So here you'd have RSI making a lower high and price making a higher high. Essentially, the logic behind this is price is getting exhausted. There's not as much strength to the upside. So it's going to be weakening out and then probably start to tap down. And as you can see here, this was the top. You could argue this wick was slightly higher, but by like $50, not even that, $10. But this close, of course, was the end of that structure before lower high, and that downtrend. I use them to have a confirmation on whether to enter my trade or not. Of course, that's why I have my key zones I map out, and then I see if we have divergences into them. So you see for hype, we have this zone here, and then we saw this 4 hour divergence. With these 3 highs. I guess could even argue 4 highs. And then of course we had this move downwards. Gotta go, thanks Ed, good stream. Of course, do you check stock RSI as well? I don't, though it is something I may look back into again. I used to look at it a lot, let's say September or October last year, but yeah, I haven't used it in quite a while. Let's have a quick look. I mean, it is useful for... It is useful. I don't have anything against it. It's just... simplicity is key with trading. And I found other things work better than this. So I just stopped using it. I prefer to have 3 to 5 things that I look at and then not have anything more. So let's say I was going to have something more, or no, let's say I found something better than something I use at the moment. I would remove one thing I look at and then add that in. So lagging indicator, I don't pay too much to it unless you're already looking at divergences. At least that's how I view it. Yeah, it's, if I understand it correctly, it's kind of like an RSI of an RSI. So, I mean, you'll be fine with just using RSI. What are those 3 to 5 things I look at? So, I have, well, for things I look at in terms of identifying key support and resistance zones, I have pivot points, I have Fibonacci retracements, I have channels, and then yeah, I have my order flow RSI. And then for a confirmation, I guess order flow RSI doesn't identify a key zone, but it gives more confirmation on the entry. So for the three things I look at to identify a key zone, I have Fibonacci retracement, channel, and pivot points. And then to confirm the entry, I have RSI divergences and then order flow. So it's like, let's say down here, I would see using order flow, I see the bottom channel, maybe monthly S1, even though that wasn't there. I see the zone, think cool, maybe good for a long. Look for divergence. Let's say there was one, which don't know if there was here. But let's say there was one. I'd also see order flow RSI saying buy. Then cool, I'll take a long down here, and then cool, ride that up. As you can see, would have played out very well. Cool, good to know. Your RSI indicator doesn't have a signal line. Why? To be honest, I see it as completely useless. Like it does, people say, oh yeah, if it accepts above, cool, go higher, or it acts as support. I used to believe that as well until I started to backtest it and saw it doesn't. It doesn't really do anything. I mean, cool, it maybe smoothens out the trend, maybe easier to see if we're in an uptrend or a downtrend, but to me it's just more noise. You don't really need it at all. As long as you can clearly see high highs, high lows, that's all you need for the trend. Bye signal by the head. God Entry also doesn't use it. Exactly. Yeah. And God's Entry is a very good trader. A lot of my trading is inspired by him. But let's say 50% of my trading is inspired by him. I'd highly recommend also taking inspiration from what he does. And he also doesn't use the signal line because, there's no reason. It's better to keep things simple and just have the things that work. I see Shems in here. I know he enjoys XBL, so I'll quickly go over that. Yeah, we are at the bottom of the channel for XBL, which also lines with 0.786. So in theory, we are getting this 4-hour divergence. We could see a move back upwards. Though with tokens like these, it's once they've had their run, and then they just break down. But yeah, we could see a move back upwards. And if we do first take profit around 0.1, well, what I don't like is how we're closing below this channel at the moment. Though there isn't a clear channel, which I like here. We could, we could try and draw on from, probably work better from around here. Yeah. No, then that'd be broken out. Yeah. If you just base it without a channel, you would see this zone around here. Look for a divergence into it and then play it up. So yeah, this could be good for long. Something I need to look at more. I don't think I'll take it. So, you can also see from the order flow, it's dead. That no one's in this token anymore. So yeah, we could very much have a strong move upwards, strong move downwards. It's likely to be very volatile. If we look in the past as well, had this uptrend and had this crash down. We had this uptrend, and you see here how we've had this dramatic crash. It could very easily just continue. Or we could see, like we saw here, a very relief bounce before lower. So it's probably what I would expect. Gold. Okay, sure. Let's have a look. So of course it broke out of this channel here. We've been not really, I wouldn't say we really bounced off here. Weekly S3, kind of. I mean, the two zones I'm watching would be around Golden Pocket, yearly R2, and then top of channel. But then by the time we get here, it probably will be out of the channel. So I mean, sure, if we have some strong move upwards, maybe, I don't know, by halfway through May, let's say, we're up here, sure, probably look for a short back down. Otherwise, this Golden Pocket will be interesting to watch. Also, this zone around here could be interesting. In general, I want to play the downtrend on gold, continue with that logic. I mean, otherwise, you know what, we could see a move back up here. Weekly pivot, monthly pivot, and then this channel quarter line, and then take the long from here to continue the trend down. Actually, that could be pretty good. Yeah, and the lines of Golden Pocket, okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be watching this zone around here. Yeah, thank you for bringing this up. I may not have seen it otherwise. Let's say we do go up here. Yeah, maybe something like that. We'll see. Any trades you're in that I haven't called? At the moment, no. There's none. Have a look on gold, please. Yep. What coins are you looking to keep for the next bull run? I presume you mean like investing in. For those, I mean, yeah, honestly, just Bitcoin, Solana, hype, maybe virtuals as well. Now, to be honest, virtuals I don't know too much about, but with all these tokens, it's not really about the utility they have. It's more about the perceived utility. So, yeah. And I know a lot of people who are very bullish on virtuals, actually including God's Entry. He's very bullish on it, and he's a very good trader. So, something I will be looking into. But yeah, I mean, if we see some move like this, see that 523% in what, a month and a half? It's crazy. That's the type of move I'll be wanting to catch. And then, yeah, I mean, Solana, it is a token I like a lot. Like maybe we see a bottom around 50. And then maybe, like, even if we get a, let's say we just match this high, we don't go any higher than that, which is, I mean, very possible. That would be a, yeah, like 650% return. And then if you compare that to Bitcoin, where, I mean, maybe you get a 700% return, which would be very good. If you take, let's take around here, up here, yeah, like nearly 700%. Yeah, I do like Solana a lot. Bitcoin, I mean, I will probably invest. I'm slightly cautious about the quantum risk, plus also the returns as well. I'll probably treat it as the same risk as Solana. Hype, I mean, I love Hype. I used to use Hyperliquid a lot. I still believe it is a great exchange. I do reckon it will do very well in the future. Hype as well, I would be investing in. But of course, none of this is financial advice. You need to do your own research. We are not liable if anything goes wrong. It's just our opinions. Have to go as well, but XPL is building interesting things. Yeah. I mean, personally, I'm not a fan of XPL. I don't understand why the token will go up. I know they're trying to build, it's like a credit card or a blockchain with like zero fees. And in order to fund that, they'll be selling the token. In my mind, that just creates constant sell pressure, which is bad, of course, if you want to invest in it. Whereas hype constantly buys back with the money made on the exchange, which has that constant uptrend. And of course, that's why we see hype constantly outperforming everything. I say that, and of course, I keep on shorting it, and the shorts keep on doing very well. But long term, even medium term, in general, I'm bullish on hype. I like that perceived utility. Very true. Most of the shitcoins, essentially, I want a 500% move to. Let's do it. Yeah. I mean, most coins. You see, this is the thing with trading. You need to look past what's being shown in front of you and actually see the truth of things. Everything crypto is just marketing, essentially. Like, nothing has real utility. I mean, sure, people build decentralized apps on certain blockchains, cool, yeah. The only things that really, create proper demand are buybacks, which of course you have with Hyperliquid. Apart from that, everything's just marketing fluff. But it's fine. I'm not saying you should avoid these tokens, but you should definitely realize how other people will be thinking when they hear this news, and then play on their perception and then get out before they sell. So essentially be one step ahead. Like, think of it like chess. Because I mean, trading essentially is chess. It's just a game of predictions, probabilities. Just play it like that. Understand what the next person will be thinking before they do. Truth shows up on the charts. Exactly. It is also another reason why I don't like to watch news at all. I don't believe in trading the news. Because all of this, yet again, it's just manipulation. They're trying to make you think a certain way. And the smart people, the people who control these markets, they've done the moves before they've affected your emotions with all these headlines or whatever. It's like you can predict where the market's going before it goes where it goes, just based on technical analysis. I mean, sure, maybe it does affect how extreme the move goes. Like if we take oil, for example, you could say, of course, this was triggered by the war, sure. But then, of course, if you look at specific places where it's topped and bottomed, these have always been after key events. Like if we take here, I'm pretty sure there was some peace deal stopping whatever. And I think there was some sort of potential peace deal with the Iran-Israel war. And of course, you see this 4-hour bearish divergence into this monthly R1. I mean, just based on technical analysis, no news, you would have taken the short. And of course, what would have played out very well. Of course, write that down. Down here, there's probably some news as well. I'm sure there's, look, if you just played it based on this trend line here, which of course is caused by this one, so you would have it at this point, you would have probably taken a long as well, caught it back up. Technical analysis shows where the market's going to head before all these news headlines. And by the time you see the news headlines, well, I mean, it's over. What's the hype trade? Did I miss a leverage call on... Okay, let's do separate things. What's the hype trade? Did I miss a leverage call? Or we've had several hype shorts Our most recent one was a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, it was 13th of April was our last one, and yeah, we're still in that one at the moment. It is this one from up here, where we've already had our take profit 1. Could have had our take profit 2. You know, I might have our second take profit now and have our third one down here. Yeah, probably after the stream, take profit. But I'll post if I do. Depends what's happening. On oil, I had insiders took longs or shorts moments before Trump announcement. Can you confirm something like that on the charts? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've just gone over it. You probably said that beforehand. But yeah, I mean, you can see the moves that are going to happen before they happen, just based on technical analysis. Like seeing a bunch of positions get booked. Oh, you mean like literally see people opening the positions? That I don't know. I don't think. But you know what, you probably can. Me, I don't know way, but I know through technical analysis you can see what's going to happen. But on many cryptos, you can see, you know, when big people are buying or selling. So you could see for Pengu, a lot of the team started buying down here. And then of course had this move upwards. Then they had some partnership agreement and even further. And then of course all of this as well as exit liquidity. Well, it will be exit liquidity, I reckon. Hence why I don't see us going. I mean, we could go much higher, sure. But they had unlocks, which means the team could very much sell into this uptrend. So one more move upwards, and then maybe see a move downwards. But there's going to be unlocks, I think, on the 17th of every month now. So yeah, I mean, we could just keep on going higher. We'll have to see. So I'm saying this here is a very risky play, but one I will probably take. Thank you all very much for tuning in. I hope you all learned something today, and I hope you all have a good rest of your days. Take care. Bye.